Hello, everybody, and welcome to this round of the ASUW Pres VP Q&A. Our candidates for this round are Sydney Devault, who is running for president, and Hannah Good, who is running for vice president. So we will jump straight into the questions. Question 1, what do you view as ASUW's primary role at the University of Wyoming?
I think the primary role of ASUW is to be a voice for the students when they might not have a voice themselves to do it, because it is a very interesting time coming into college and you don't really always have a voice of your own. And it's just a way to ensure that each group on campus, each college has a voice that they can be heard on what's going on around campus.
And I think it's really great because ASUW is set up with the same government structure that our own government is. So if something happens on campus, you can appeal to our JC, which is made up of different people that have applied for that position. And then as well as the Senate, we also have our executive branch, which is made of people that are selected throughout the presidential administration. And then they serve to help different groups on campus, either through RSOs or marketing, the wellness center. There's so many different ones. And I think it really helps the students on campus to know that they have resources.
Okay, so question 2. This one's a two-part question. What are your tickets platforms, and what actions have you taken thus far to support your platforms?
So our platform is comprised of 3 pillars that we kind of worked on. So communication, inclusion, and then safety. Communication is about outreach and transparency within ASUW and the student body as a whole. And then inclusion is just including every diverse group on campus and ensuring that even the minority groups have a voice, that they can voice their concerns, their opinions, what they need. And then safety is made up of physical and mental health, which are really close to both Hannah and myself. And then if you want to explain.
Yeah, so with communication, we've kind of reached out and created a Google poll that we've sent out to a ton of different groups on campus to get their opinions, both on ASUW and things that they would like to see change on campus. So just creating more of an interaction between ASUW and also people that are not technically within ASUW. And then with inclusion, we've reached out to disability support services to see what we could do to help them. I know an issue that they're having right now is that they're short-staffed on advisors. So finding different ways that we could work within the budget, as well as making sure that students know that disability support services is something that they can use. A lot of students don't know how to become a member of it or how to reach out for help. And so just making that more well known to them. And then with safety, we wanted to focus on both physical and mental. So with physical safety, we want to include proactive measures rather than reactive. So we haven't yet, but our plan is to reach out to UW PD and create a better working relationship with them. And then Sydney actually was in Taekwondo for 15 years growing up, and she's reached out to her previous Taekwondo instructor, who was an Olympic athlete. And he has said that he will come up and teach women's self-defense classes and just self-defense classes in general to the campus. So that way we can, yet again, create proactive measures rather than reactive, sorry.
Okay, question 3. And question 3 is a 3-part question. What would be your main priority to support student groups during your term? What is most lacking right now, and how would you address it? In other words, what will be your main initiative or project moving forward?
I think one of the main things that we're passionate about and implementing is the safety part of our platform. Just because being 2 women on campus, you hear about horror stories, and we kind of just want to start making those measures to make campus safer for everybody on it, as well as focusing on mental health, because I don't think it's something that is addressed as much. And something we had talked about is working with mental health locations on campus, and then finding ways to fund them better, as well as seeing if we could reach and outsource from campus to maybe different locations within the Laramie community, and create a better working relationship with them. So that way when students graduate, they know that they have a place to go to continue the help that they have.
And then one thing that Hannah and I kind of had noticed just from our own personal experiences, both as students and in ASUW, is that there's a lot of disconnect between the student body and ASUW. A lot of my close friends, a lot of people that I'm associated with, don't even know what ASUW is. And I think that that is one of the largest barriers in how ASUW is able to get things done, and actually have that voice for the student body. And so what we want to do is we want to focus on outreach efforts to ensure that all student voices are heard, and to make sure that students really do know that ASUW is here for them and the things that it can do to either benefit them or hurt them in the long run.
Okay. So question 4, many students are unaware of what ASUW is or what it does with an average voter turnout of around 10 to 15%. What are some ways you will encourage increased civic engagement and student involvement?
Something we've talked about recently is that we would like to create that better relationship with students in ASUW as well as students outside of ASUW. And we think that starts with members of ASUW branching outside of what they're normally expected to attend. So instead of going to ASUW sponsored events solely, they're going to attend more events outside of that. Just like going to a Thursday night Cowboy Country Swing event and attending it as an ASUW representative, but also as somebody who's looking to learn more from their RSO. That shows that ASUW is involved and cares about what all of these RSOs and groups on campus are doing, and it'll create that better working relationship between the two.
Yeah, and I think one other thing that we, Hannah and I both really want to focus on is using our strategic partners to our advantage instead of just kind of having them in the background and on the back burner. And kind of, I feel like in the past, FSL and Sustainability Coalition have really just been used as bodies when we need help instead of actually getting their voice and getting their help on certain issues in ASUW. And so I think I would like, we both would like to build a stronger relationship and a stronger working relationship where their voices are heard from those types of communities that they have. And that's where it'll start and then branch out even more.
Looks like my mic wasn't working.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay,
Yeah.
I apologize. I'll read that part again. Sorry to our viewers for the little lag there. So the question is, with some of the 2020 Senate seats in this election either going unfilled or having no competition, how can you ensure that what the student body government does is an accurate representation of the student body's wants and needs?
I think encouraging senators to reach back into their colleges, I think it's something that you can kind of forget. Having served on the Senate for the arts and sciences colleges, I know it's easy to not even consult with your college about what you're voting on, but I think it's really important to reach back and actually talk to them and make sure that it's what you're voting on is what they actually want. And then with the empty seats, just making it well known amongst all of the senators, like, hey, if you have a friend that would be interested in this type of thing, maybe reach out and send them an application, or reaching out yet again to like our strategic partners to making sure that they can pass on this information to all of their members about these vacancies to try and make them filled.
And then another thing, I think honestly, in this day and age, outreach starts with social media. And so having ASUW have an even larger social media presence would be really beneficial, because then students will know that they have those opportunities to run for Senate, or they have those opportunities to talk to their senators and do things like Student Outreach Week more than just once a year, to where they can come talk to their senators, and senators can go talk to their constituents and really figure out what the voice of the college and the students are.
Okay, so this is our final question. And the question is, can you name 3 specific actionable policies that you hope to pass during your time in office?
So first, I would look to pass something involving UW PD and creating a better relationship, or maybe an ad hoc committee that includes them. I know in the past we've tried to have ad hoc committees with them, but it's kind of fallen through. So maybe either making that or passing a policy to where UW PD is around campus more, but like just as a friendly face to where students know that they're safe and protected on campus, and that UW PD is not always looking to discipline them.
And then another one that Hannah and I talked about a lot is on our mental health part of our safety platform. Obviously, the Wellness Center does great things for students, but it is meant to be a short-term program, and sometimes students can't afford to go outside and go somewhere else, so they have to just deal with those 6 weeks that they get help and then try to figure it out for themselves. So Hannah and I would really like to maybe try and push funds somewhere where we can either extend the Wellness Center's capability to do counseling sessions and things like that, or try and fund outside in the greater Laramie community to where we can refer students from the Wellness Center to those other areas that they can continue getting mental health that they need.
And then a third one, going off of our platform of inclusion, maybe creating another committee to where all of the different groups on campus, such as disability support services, veterans affairs, multicultural affairs, the current non-traditional student council that's active, they would have a seat to where if they would like to write legislation to impact the students that they work with, they would have that ability. That would also include senators, and the senators could help them by writing and sponsoring these bills to make their experience better. And that way you get firsthand insight knowledge as to what's actually going on with these RSOs and these groups on campus, and knowing what they need versus just assuming that they're safe and good.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. And just a reminder for everybody watching, we have Sydney Devault, who is running for president, and Hannah Good, who is running for vice president. Don't forget to vote, everyone. Thank you.